It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady from outside San Francisco. She's a celebrity makeup artist and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup, and she's also a sepsis awareness advocate. And she'll be talking about that. And you wonder, what is sepsis? And we're going to tell you what it is. She's got some stories to share, and she also has a very interesting makeup lamp as well, too. We'll talk more about that. But live, ladies and gentlemen, from the city by the bay, and of course, it's been a wonderful journey. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Golden Gate, Christina Flach. Christina, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi. Well, good morning, good evening, and afternoon to you. How are you today?
Hey, I am doing just fantastic. So you're a celebrity makeup artist and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup. You're also you're also an awareness advocate for sepsis, and you've got an interesting story about that, and talk about what sepsis is. And you also have a really interesting makeup lamp as well too. You got a blog, and just a lot of news and everything else. And before we get into all of that, tell us how I got started.
So, what would you like to start with? Sepsis or makeup? You pick.
Okay.
I'm happy to start with either.
I get to do the choosing. Usually you get to do that.
It's your show. It's your show. You get to pick.
But then again, you're the guest too. I'm kidding. So, so tell us how you got started with Pretty Girl Makeup, starting with your career.
Okay. So I was a mother of 5. And I'd always been interested in makeup and making people beautiful. And, I started doing some weddings and little photo shoots around. And then I came up with starting my company. I was always putting lip gloss on, and it kept coming off all the time. And it was really annoying. And I thought, I want to invent a lip gloss that stays on, but it's still like natural, but hydrating, anti-aging, and, that gives a pretty color. And I'm self-funded, so I didn't have a ton of money to start, but I started working with a chemist. And then, to formulate I thought it was going to take literally like an afternoon to come up with a lip gloss, and it ended up taking a year.
Wow.
But I was it's crazy. So I was on holiday in Hawaii with some friends and my family, and my kids had finally gotten to the age where I didn't need to be in the pool with them. I was able to sit, near the pool, reading a magazine, chatting with my friends, having a iced tea or a Mai Tai, or probably both. And my friend had said, honey, this is so Pretty Girl. And I'm like, what does that mean? And she said, well, no one knows we're mommies for a minute. We're just like being pretty. And I just thought that was the funniest thing I ever heard. And I thought, I was always inspired by Benefit Cosmetics because they had funny names for their products. And I thought, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a million things, but sometimes I just want to be a pretty girl. And, I'm not curing cancer, but I wanted to be able to make someone smile and laugh for a minute. Because sometimes as a mom, and, I'm a CEO and I work and everything, I just want to feel pretty for a minute and take a second. So if I could come up with a lip gloss with a funny name on it, like, pretty girl lunch or rich husband or love of my life, I thought that would be great. So that's how it happened.
Oh, that's interesting. I was going to ask you about how I got the name Pretty Girl as well, too. And a nice line, rich husband and whatever you said, just offshoots. I think you just came up with something.
It's pretty fun. Yeah. And it's really great. I've been really blessed. And then I was really lucky that I got a publicist to help with my company when I began. So I got into a lot of, magazines and TV shows. And then I got an agent so that I was able to do, photo shoots for, get these amazing celebrities or different companies like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Apple, Mark and Graham, Margaret O'Leary. I have worked with so many amazing companies, and thanks to my agents, and it's fun. I get to go to different places. I meet amazing people. It's fun to meet new people, and I get to Condoleezza Rice sat in my chair. I've had Journey, Metallica. I've had amazing people that I get to have one-on-one time with. It's like a dream, who wouldn't want to have that time with someone special that's done extraordinary things?
Wow. I was going to say, Journey was in that chair as well, too. What was it like doing makeup on Steve Perry?
I didn't actually I know Steve Perry. My daughter's godfather is Jonathan Cain, and he's the keyboardist in Journey. So wow. I know all those guys. But they're great. They're super great. I didn't do Steve Perry, but I've done Arnell, the new singer, and he's fantastic. And it's fun. I did some Wired magazine with Lars Ulrich with Metallica, and I've gotten to do a lot of amazing things. Jaylen Brown, who plays for the Boston Celtics, was drafted 4 days after we had done this shoot, and I had no idea that he was going to become the superstar. And we did this amazingly artistic, fabulous shoot with him right before he turned pro. So that was, it's fun to have that special time with people.
Mm-hmm. And what was that one moment that influenced you into getting into makeup and decided, I'm going to be the CEO?
Oh my gosh, that's an interesting question. I don't know when it just kind of evolved. I don't know if I just woke up one day and said, I'm going to be a CEO, but I wanted to create a product, and then it kind of evolved that I became a CEO. And it's interesting, one of my clients is Tyler Florence, and he always says, if it was so easy, if people knew the reality of how hard it is to start these things, no one would do anything. So it's almost a blessing not to know how difficult and challenging these things are going to be. It's way more time, it's way more effort, way more money than one would ever imagine. But it's totally worth it, and I'm so glad I've done it. I'm actually I'm in San Francisco looking out at a beautiful view out of one of my really close girlfriends that I'm on the board of her company, LaFosse Skincare. We were having a little board meeting before our interview today. Mm-hmm. So, I'm really lucky that I don't go to a job that's the same every day. I'm kind of a gypsy in that way. I'm always somewhere different, in a different city or in a different place. I have an office in my home that I work out of, but I'm basically somewhere new every day, I like it.
That has to be fantastic. Just love your lifestyle as well, too. We'll talk more about your pretty girl makeup and a few other things. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with celebrity makeup artist and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup, Christina Flach, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Also, sepsis awareness advocate. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. And you also got a pretty interesting lineup of makeup as well, too. Lip gloss, lipstick, eyeshadow, and more. Tell us about some of the products and what makes it unique and stands out from the competition.
Well, my line was created, obviously by me, and I'm a celebrity makeup artist. I didn't just, I formulated it with a chemist. I didn't just put on a sticker and sell it. I actually, working as a makeup artist, I knew what kind of colors I wanted to have that would look most flattering on people. And so, that was important to me when I was doing that.
Mm-hmm. And also too, like some of the ingredients as well too. That I get some people asking like if they're natural or if organic or anything like that. Do you also offer alternatives with like natural or organic, or just like the regular makeup?
I'm not. My products aren't organic because it's incredibly expensive to make things organic, but they're natural. And there's some things like, I want, my products to be able to be on people and that, they're not going to be causing, bad things to happen to their skin or their body. Because, if you're putting something on your lips, it is getting ingested into your system. So it was very important to me that my products were as healthy as possible. I think, I don't want to put anything in it that, I use my products every day, and I am very conscious of what I eat and drink and do. So that's probably why it was important for me to do that.
Okay.
To keep things natural. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And of course, I find some interesting things. You got the bronzer as well, too. And you also have, I'm going through the website right now as we speak, and you got mascara, highlighter, and, tell us a little bit more about that. And also, you also got some makeup classes. This is rather interesting.
I do. I teach people, it's funny. Women, have been wearing makeup for hundreds of years, but we don't really get taught as young women how to put makeup on. And it's really a shame because, makeup can, give you more confidence when you're going into a meeting, but it needs to be done in a tasteful manner. And, how does a normal person know how to do that? Well, they don't. So it is really great that I offer, lessons to people that they can come to me with the makeup they have, and I can, guide them to buy products. I don't make money off of them in a class other than my hourly fee. However, it's important to me that people are not wasting money, because I see it all the time with my friends and clients that come to me with like bags and bags of makeup that they've kind of been pressured to buy from department stores that are they're salespeople. They're not makeup artists. They're just trying to sell you product. And, what is in season, what is in fashion this season, or in Vogue magazine, or, what the makeup companies are telling you to buy are not always appropriate for each person. They're appropriate for the, fashion show or a photo shoot, but they're not for the everyday woman. They need to know how to just use what's appropriate for their skin tone and to match their skin, their hair, and their eyes. So I guide them with that. And it's really great what a transformation someone can have from wearing. Sometimes I have people that don't wear makeup at all that want to learn how, or I have people that wear way too much makeup and all the wrong colors, and teaching them how to do it in a more tasteful way that you don't go, oh, wow, orange, pink, blue, and green. I don't want to see that on a face when I'm doing makeup on someone. I just want to go, wow, she looks really pretty. And I don't really want to, the colors need to kind of blend in. I don't really want anything to pop out too much.
Mm-hmm. And of course, where can we find your products as well?
You can go to prettygirlmakeup.com to see my products. We're on Instagram and Facebook. The Instagram is PRETTYGIRLMKUP. My Instagram is Christina Flach Makeup. If you want to see, photo shoots and different campaigns I've done. And, my website has all kinds of, fun products and images on there. And I'm really proud of it. I don't really give myself much credit very often, but when I think about it for a minute, I'm able to speak with you today, and I'm, I'm very proud of all that I've accomplished. It's exciting. And I think it's also been great for my daughters, to see, and my sons to see, their mom starting something by myself, and that it's become, pretty successful and known across the world. I mean, I get emails from people in, France and London saying, oh, when are you going to sell over here? And, that's really a nice feeling that people see me on Instagram and want to buy my products all over the world.
Wow, that is amazing. And we'll have everybody check it out. We'll also talk about another awareness that you're an advocate of. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also, follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here as celebrity makeup artist and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup, Christina Flach, here on The Mike Wagner Show. And not only she's also a well-known makeup artist and the CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup, she's also a sepsis awareness advocate. And you've had a really interesting story about sepsis, and tell us about what happened and what is sepsis, and just simply the story about what to look for, how to be treated, and just making people aware.
Okay. Well, I was married to Ken Flach. He was the #1 doubles player in the world. He won a gold medal in Seoul. He and his partner, Rob Seguso, won Wimbledon. They were on the Davis Cup team. They had an amazing career in the 80s and 90s. My husband, after he retired, he went on to be the men's tennis coach at Vanderbilt University, and, took them to the NCAA finals. And he was just an amazing person. So he and I had met on Facebook. Funny enough, we became friends, and I know, isn't that crazy?
It's getting common, actually, believe it or not.
I know, it is. I should be doing ads for Facebook.
There you go. There's another avenue, but we'll talk about that later.
Yes, add to my list of things to do. So Ken and I have to start by saying I had a crush on him when I was a teenager. I had a poster of him in my room. I thought he was adorable. And anyway, he commented, we had mutual friends because I played tennis growing up and in college, and he commented on something that I had written. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's that boy, that man I had a crush on when I was young. And so anyway, he sent me a note, and we just became pen pals for a year and a half. And then but I would always say at the end of our notes, like, you should give me a call. I'm much funnier, I think, on the phone than these emails. Uh-huh. But he never did. So then finally I was invited actually to Jonathan Cain from Journey's birthday party in Nashville. And I knew that Ken, was nearby there. I said, hey, I'm going to this party. Do you want to come with me? But, you'd have to talk to me. So I don't know if you're comfortable ever doing that, even though we've been talking for a year and a half. So he said, I'm going to call you tomorrow. And I thought, oh boy, here we go. So he called. We were on the phone for 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was effortless. It was like I knew him forever. And to make a very long story short, I flew to St. Louis, and we met in person and fell in love. And we were already in love, but we met in person and really fell in love. And we were married in 6 weeks.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. So, Ken started some barbecue restaurants when he moved out to California, and his children moved out. And it was, we had 9 children combined, which sounds like a tribe, but it was awesome. And Ken loved to golf. He was an avid golfer. His dream was to go play on the senior tour and celebrity events. But anyway, Ken got bronchitis and it turned into pneumonia. And so we called, Kaiser Permanente was our medical insurance, and, where his doctor was. So their protocol at Kaiser is that you call in speak to an advice nurse, and then they determine, whether you're going to come in or if the doctor's going to call you. So she had known he'd been on prednisone, which for an ear infection, which compromises your immune system. Mm-hmm. So, his cough and his cold was really, I had never seen Ken so sick. Dr. John Culbertson was his primary care doctor, called him back and prescribed cough medicine with codeine and an inhaler and no antibiotic, which I thought was very strange. I'm a mother, but I think I'm a doctor. But anyway, I asked him, why did they not give you an antibiotic? And he said, well, the doctor says that it's just, viral and, I don't need it. And I said, well, that's odd, but okay. So 12 hours later, Ken was so much worse. I learned to find out that cough medicine with codeine, if you have an infection, will only turn it into a wildfire and make the infection go like crazy. So he started the next morning. He was spitting up blood. I rushed him to the emergency at Kaiser Permanente in San Rafael, California. He walked in, but he was spitting up blood. They put him into the emergency room and tried to stabilize his breathing because he was having a very difficult time breathing with 3 different oxygens. The doctor called me out of the room and said that Ken wasn't doing well and that he could die. And I can still see the look in my face. I'm like, that's not possible. He cannot die. Go fix him. So the doctor told me that they were going to intubate him, which he said, I'm going to put him under and try and clear out his lungs. And, that made sense. I could hear the fluid. I could hear the pneumonia in his lungs. So I told Ken, I said, sweetie, the doctor's going to put you under and he's going to clear out your lungs, and then you're going to feel so much better, and then we'll go home and you can sit in bed and watch the Golf Channel. You'll be so happy. And he's like, okay, I love you. And I said, I love you more. And what I didn't know was intubation is life support. They did not tell me. They failed to tell me that as well. So that was the last time my husband and I spoke to each other. He was unconscious after that. So that was a Thursday. He was on life support. He was doing not well. His organs started getting affected, the kidneys, the liver, the lungs, everything. His arms and legs started turning black. Oh. It was gruesome. Then there's, they had pretty much given up hope, but they said there's this ECMO machine at UCSF in San Francisco, which is an amazing hospital, the Benioff Hospital, that they could bring this machine with 15 people to bring him back to San Francisco and hopefully save his life. So I said, yes, let's do it. I was, desperate to do anything to save his life at that point. But they got him to San Francisco. It wasn't helping. He was still very, very weak. I brought a specialist in to find out when the arms and legs were going to not be black anymore. And the specialist told me that if he survived, he would they would have to amputate his arms and legs. And I just said, that's it. If my husband can't drink a beer, hit a golf ball, hug his children, hold my hand, there's just, I would never do that to him. He was a very proud man. So from Thursday till Monday, when I was told that, I took him off life support, and he died pretty much immediately. And so after that, what happened? The Sepsis Alliance group contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to speak about sepsis, and, use Ken's image to raise awareness, because Ken and I had no idea about sepsis. And I said, yeah, I would totally do that. My son, I had my 2 youngest are twins, Ben and Bo, and Bo passed away on Christmas Day. It'll be 14 years ago this Christmas. But so I had started an educational foundation at the Northern Lights School in Oakland, California, in Bo's name, and a garden at the Edna McGuire School in Mill Valley, California. Because I feel that when people die, people are weird with death. They either are really depressed and sad, or they don't want to talk about it, or people are like me that, want to keep their memory alive and honor them. So after Ken passed, we had been supporting the Northern Lights School, and there's a celebrity golf tournament that Vida Blue puts on with the Raiders and the Giants and the 49ers and the Giants and the A's. And so I started the Ken Flach Educational Fund there for him. And so my son, Ben, who's 13, he's an avid golfer, plays junior golf. He's amazing. He, for the past 4 years, has been going to this golf tournament and raising money for his twins foundation. He hits a ball and people give him money. And, the first year was like $1,500, then $3,000. And this year, I am so proud of my son. I can't even believe it, but he raised $35,500 for his dad and his brother's funds, educational funds at Northern Lights School. And it's a huge deal because 3 children are able to go to private school for a year because of how much money my son raised. And, that changes families, it changes lives, it changes communities, it changes the world. So it's really, I feel, and so now I'm going to segue into talking about grief. I feel that grief is, everyone goes through it differently. I want to start by saying that. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I don't have, today is the 2nd anniversary of Ken's passing, so it's a little hard today. But
I understand.
But I also feel that it's really important to honor our loved ones and to, not just wallow in our grief. I believe that there are angels up in heaven, that they're watching over us. And I think it would break my husband's heart and my son and my mother and my grandparents and friends that are up in heaven, that to look down on us, and if we're just miserable and sad and depressed and not doing anything positive with our lives, or in my husband and my son's case, honoring them with an educational fund. That's just what I choose to do. Believe me, I had days after my son died and after Ken passed that, believe me, were very dark. I didn't think I could get out of that dark place. I was so depressed and sad. But, I have other children. I have my company. I'm on boards. I have responsibilities. And so I knew after Ken passed that I just couldn't go into a really dark, dark place. I go into dark places, but I have to yank myself out. Mm-hmm. I allow myself to go into a dark place, but, I have to wake up in the morning and at least put my best foot forward and be positive and try and have a happy day. And because happiness and joy is infectious. And if you're happy, it makes someone else happy. And hopefully it makes the world a better place. So that is how I, personally deal with grief.
Mm-hmm. And of course, getting back to sepsis as well, too. How can people help?
You can go to sepsis.org to see, all the different signs of sepsis. You can, if you go to the sepsis.org website, there's a thing called time. And what it is it could be temperature. It could be you're either really hot or really cold. I is for infection in some part of your body. M is for mental decline. You kind of are a little bit out of it. And E is for excruciating pain. You feel like you're dying because you are. Your organs are shutting down. So if you have any of those signs, I urge your listeners to please, please, please don't wait for tomorrow. Sepsis doesn't give you a tomorrow. You really need to just get to an emergency or a doctor, get a blood test. They can give you a result in about 20 minutes. You get on the proper protocol of the right antibiotic, which unfortunately Kaiser failed Ken miserably by not seeing him, not giving him the right antibiotic, and waiting. They waited 3.5 hours to give him an antibiotic once he got to the emergency, which is insane to me. They killed him. They absolutely killed him. So I don't want to see this happen to any other family.
And I think that's very important, too. We'll talk about some other ventures, including a couple of blogs as well, too. And first, you'll listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with celebrity makeup artist and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup and sepsis awareness advocate Christina Flach here on the Mike Wagner Show, just covering a lot of the topics we discuss as well, too. And you also have a blog as well, too, Pre-Lips and Life Tips. You also write a weekly fashion column for Soap Opera Digest. You can just tell us about that.
I do. So my publicist, Yvette Masterson, got me that job, like, oh my gosh, it's probably been like 12 years. So I'm basically a celebrity basher.
Celebrity basher? Oh, no.
Celebrity basher. My editor, Stephanie Sloan in New York, sends me images from different award shows. You know, you'd be shocked how many people have, actors that have started on soap operas that are, huge, very well-known actors now. Kelly Ripa, Lisa Rinna, Robin Wright Penn. There's been so many different actors. So anyway, anytime anyone goes to an award show, I will make a comment that hopefully it's somewhat charming and witty, but sometimes it's not. I try to be nice, but sometimes I'm not always. I'm very honest, let's just say. But it's so much fun to be able to have something else. I enjoy writing, which is something I didn't expect to be doing in my career, to be, writing in a weekly, publication. So that's been fun.
Mm-hmm. And who are some of your favorite actors and favorite actors and celebrities growing up?
Who were mine?
Yes.
Oh, that's okay. I loved Madonna, like when I was young, and let's see what actors. Sandra Bullock. I mean, there's just so many. I have so many favorites, but for different. Like my favorite comedy person, like Lucille Ball. I love that age of the 40s and the 50s, Doris Day, all these, I think it was such an interesting time. Fashion was interesting. Beauty was so interesting and different, Sophia Loren, Audrey Hepburn. There's just so many amazing characters in the world. We've been blessed with a lot of extraordinary people in the entertainment field.
It sounds like a great deal, too. And what plans do you have for later on in 2020?
Well, I just finished the first season of a TV show down in LA with Isaiah Washington called Kitchen Talk with Isaiah Washington. He was on Grey's Anatomy, and it's a really interesting show for Fox. It's like a talk show, but they cook. And then they have conversation while they, because think about it, when you're in your home and you have friends over, everyone's always in the kitchen while you're cooking, or at least at my house anyway.
Uh-huh.
So it's really a neat concept. And then we go to different gourmet cheese shops and wine shops and, supermarkets with beautiful produce, that we incorporate that into the show. So that's been really fun. I'm doing some fashion projects, with different companies. Mark and Graham is a client. Margaret O'Leary. I'm on the board, like I mentioned, with LaFosse Skincare, and we're launching some new products that are super exciting. So there's a lot of fun things going on. And, it's so fun. I have an odd job. I don't have my agent could call me in 1 minute and say, oh, you have to be somewhere in an hour, or tomorrow you have to be in LA or New York or something. So I really don't know what's going to pop up. She has me on hold in a couple of projects. So, whatever comes up. So that's kind of fun and exciting. You just never know where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you talked about being on a cooking show as well, too. And what's your favorite dish to cook?
I love cooking Italian food.
Oh,
that's probably my favorite. Right?
I'm there right now.
I made last night for dinner a beautiful like bib lettuce salad with blue cheese, pine nuts, beet, and an avocado and a really pretty vinaigrette. And then I made calamari steak and then I made this really like a risotto with 2 different mushrooms and spinach and garlic and onion. And so, yeah, I love to cook. So much fun. I think it's kind of like, it must be like makeup for me. I don't know. It's really relaxing. I love it.
Oh my goodness. I'm there if you're cooking something right now, I'll tell you that.
Of course. Come over. Happy to cook for you and your listeners. Maybe we can do another interview another time while we cook.
Oh, definitely. Yes. And let me know what you're cooking. We can do an interview and maybe on Skype or something. And then
that'd be fun.
I'll give you some wine too as well. If you need some cooking wine, I'll get some of that for you. So
amazing. I love it. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, that would be. We can talk more about that. And just a couple of things here with Christina Flach here on the Mike Wagner Show. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon for sure. Who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Wow. Biggest influence in my career. There's been a lot of people. I'm inspired. You know, my mother was really beautiful and she designed clothing and was a photographer. And I think that I always appreciated beauty, beautiful things. You know, the different fashion houses, you know, Vogue magazine, you know, I'm inspired by so many things. There's not just, I couldn't say there's one thing. There's just a magnitude of things. I see other makeup artists doing beautiful things and that inspires me to do different things. So everyone, I don't know, my eye just kind of looks at, I'm sitting in my friend's beautiful apartment in San Francisco. She's the CEO of LaFosse Skincare. And I'm just looking around her beautiful home and I'm just looking at all the beautiful different things. And I look at things with just a different eye, I think, than the average person. I can see beauty and color in things that I don't know that everyone else sees. I hope they do, but I don't know if they do.
That is interesting because I've talked to some people who will look at something and they'll just duplicate. You know, no need for blueprints, instructions, or anything like that. They'll look and just duplicate. I mean, that's a heck of a gift you have. Or anybody just look at something and duplicate. That's amazing.
Well, I don't like to duplicate someone else's work. I will get inspired by what someone does and try and make it with my touch and my look.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't think you could really even if I try to duplicate something, it's really not it's always going to look a slight bit different, you know? But I think it's really cool to look at different like art and flowers and fabrics and pull out a color that maybe someone wouldn't typically use and make it be a focal point.
Mm-hmm. And what are your favorite colors too, by the way? I forgot to ask that.
Oh, I love greens and blues. I wear a lot of black. I love pink. I love white. White's gorgeous. Yeah. How about you? What's your favorite color?
I am going with a metallic blue.
Really?
Emerald green.
Nice. That's a good one.
Let's see. Cherry red. It can be a fire type.
Wow.
Sunburst yellow. And I can go with a topaz, and I'm trying to think what color goes with it right now. And I will probably go with maybe like a quicksilver. And, no one's really asked me about, favorite colors now. Say blue, green, red, all the way down the board. But, of course, teal was the big color back in the 90s. I enjoyed that. And then I think there's like a bluish green mix. I can't think of the name of it right now. That's one of my favorites, especially when it's metallic. And I got the inspiration from, believe it or not, Hot Wheels cars, believe it or not. Wow. It's like I look at
You're very clear on your colors and your opinions. That's really interesting.
And thank God my folks give me Hot Wheels for birthday gifts, Christmas, or just being a good boy at a store. It's like, here you go. And I look at these colors like, hey, I like this color. And it says in there, whatever it is and matches up with the car. And it's like, boom, there you go.
Wow. That's cool. Well, that's neat.
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked that too as well. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Okay, so my big advice about, life in general is drink a lot of water. drink green juice, wear sunscreen, don't drink a lot of alcohol, never smoke, get a lot of sleep, be grateful and wake up and be happy and positive, because no one wants to be around anyone that's negative and gloomy.
Oh, tell me about that one. And that is very good advice. We will heed to that. Christina, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And also, if you're having dinner or something, just let me know. We can do an interview by Skype and we can
Absolutely.
Do something like that. That'd be great. Christina Flach.
I will look forward to that. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Sounds great.
Have a beautiful day.
Oh, and one more thing just to go over here. What's your upcoming projects? Once again, your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase your makeup?
Okay, my website is prettygirlmakeup.com and christinaflach.com. If you would like to get a hold of me, you can email me anytime, Christina, Christina, at prettygirlmakeup.com. My Instagram is Christina Flach Makeup and Pretty Girl Makeup, PRETTYGIRLMKUP. And we're on Facebook as well and Twitter. That's
fantastic. Christina, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep this up to date, and love to have you on in 2020. And don't forget about dinner.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.